I was incredibly and immediately surprised that everybody was just like me. Some of the most sincere people in chiropractic. It was an incredible community.
When we think about our community at BPA, from like coaching to our events to our community, just what's your initial feeling? And you know what? I have a feeling you're going to say good things, but I don't know what you're going to say. So just tell me about the community at Blueprint.
Well, I mean, going back to that first meeting that I went to, it was an epic meeting. I went there believing that I was, I'll just say what I thought it was going to be, because I'd heard, not of BPA. In fact, it's a surprise. I'd never heard of BPA. I had my blinders on, but, I've heard of things and, I've been to different groups and I just wasn't very impressed. So before I stepped into the room, my impression was going to be, a bunch of people that didn't really fit my personality, my purpose. Maybe they're in it for the wrong thing. But I was incredibly and immediately surprised that everybody was just like me. Some of the most sincere people in chiropractic. It was an incredible community. Everybody was real. Everybody, I had the lanyard that I was brand new, so they would come up to me and talk to me. And I remember just discussing how this has changed, their lives, but more importantly, the impact that they have on their patients. Because I would ask the doctors there, I would say, hey, just, give it to me straight. Like, is this actually good for the patients? Does this help? And everybody legitimately was very, very able and capable of demonstrating how this was good for their patients. And that made me feel like I was joining a community that matched very heavily with my purpose to expand healthy chiropractic care to as large of a population as humanly possible.
I appreciate the kind words. And that's really what our goal is at Blueprint, is to create a family and environment that everyone's helping each other move forward to evolve chiropractic. I didn't start a company to automate automated clinical programs around niches to abandon chiropractic. I did it to enhance chiropractic. It may not be the traditional way that most are looking for, but we've been looking for a long time. And I'm not saying I'm transforming chiropractic or anything, but I'm making a dent in who we reach in our population and our communities through these types of systems and niches. What do you think about our coaches that help coach customers?
I know the industry really well because, I'd had coaching for such a long period of time. One of the coolest things about my experience with the coaching is I can submit without any fear of being judged or anything, because these are chiropractors who've done this and who have been coached before. I can submit a day 1, day 2 and get an honest impression. And they're not going to say, Rob, you didn't say these words, you missed this word, or hey, you said this sentence here instead of here. They're going to get on a very granular level with you and say, you didn't connect with your patient. You had a K-type patient, a knowledge patient, but you were using more of your own code, your own language. You're a nurturer, and that's a wonderful thing, but you have to be able to identify that your patient is a knowledge patient. Or even closer in mind, my most difficult one to communicate with is an action patient. It's just contrary to me, and being able to immediately identify a patient that is, ready to find a solution to their problem and stop overselling and stop talking once you've made the sale. That was very helpful to be able to have a coach identify where I'm losing a patient, as opposed to telling me I've said the wrong sentence or, words out of order.
I appreciate that. That's some good feedback. Where do you feel like that your practice will be in 12 to 24 months?
I've got 5 clinics, and I truly feel that I'm looking at my trajectory. I shared some numbers with you the other day. Within 24 months, I'm going to have $5 million clinics, and that's not a ceiling. Each step of the way, I found that, I look up and I'm like, oh, that's the summit. I've made it to this mark that I thought was a little bit far away. I reach it and I look up and, there's another doctor at a whole nother level than me. And I'm like, man, this can continue to scale up and up and up.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed seeing you grow. And it's been a great time for the short period of time you've been with us. But yeah, anything else around where you feel like you're going to be?
I was opening clinics really, really quickly, probably from a business standpoint too quickly, and not maybe in the wisest of manners. So there was a period of time where I thought if I mentioned opening a clinic, my wife might have me murdered. So with a sustainable growth, your structure that you have for your employees, the CEO roles and the executive, I feel that this is a scalable method that I can use once we have hit our internal growth goals for each of our clinics to start looking at outwardly growth again. So I hope to have the most clinics of anybody that's on in your family there.
I have no doubt in my mind you'll have $5 million clinics real soon. Where do you feel like the BPA has made the most impact professionally and personally, just for yourself?
I think probably as far, like if we're just talking about blanket impact for me, I would probably say on a personal note, it got a little bit, I'm underplaying a little bit when I say it got a little shaky for me over the last few years. And, payroll was something that I would just absolutely dread. Our payroll is on Thursday, and I would be thinking about it, the Saturday before, and, getting nervous, palm sweaty, where are we going to have to move money from? What are we going to have to do? So as far as impact goes, there's the impact that's unmistakable about the patients, and I'm going to share one of those, but I'll start with the impact on me personally. To be able to enjoy practice again, I think is incredibly, incredibly big, because I've always loved chiropractic. There's never going to be a day, even if I never made a change, I would always love chiropractic and be grateful to God that he gave it to me. But I wasn't enjoying my job at the point. I do enjoy that now. I just recently shared a story on my page. We actually made a little bit of a commercial about it, but this is a patient I never met before because it was in another one of my practices. But before this guy came to our clinic, he had terrible neuropathy, and he was considering, I hate to even say it, but he was considering suicide. He's a Christian man, and he was praying to God, please don't let me wake up. And he would be, his exact words were, he would wake up in the morning disappointed that he woke up. And seeing him on the on that commercial, which was the first time, I got chills just thinking about it. He's happy. He doesn't have pain anymore. He has an outlook. He's only 55 years old, but he has an outlook. So when we're talking about impact, that's something that's very important to me, that we're actually making measurable change. And that's just one isolated story that comes to mind. There are dozens every month.
Think about that. That patient probably would have never came in your practice, chiropractic, and now he has a solution chronic condition. He's getting chiropractic. He's probably going to be a chiropractic patient for life now. Probably going to refer 4 family members in that be under chiropractic. And that's the impact, truly the impact of being able to make a difference in your community, getting the other 87% in your office and making changes through niches, and then adding them as chiropractic, and then getting their families in. That's how we're going to change the trajectory of chiropractic is how many people can we reach? That is, and having a sustainable business model to allow the business owner to be profitable and run it. I think a lot of people misconstrue collections and revenue as a negative thing. And it's not, because the collections and revenue allow you to give people jobs and help more people in your community, invest into marketing and help more people. So you need revenue. Like, you have to make money. And the more money you make, the more impact you're going to make, just like those stories that you just talked about.
And, one of the things I would say is that when it comes to healthcare, somebody is going to make money. Those patients are either going to go under the knife, or they're going to, get on your table. And I would really, really much prefer our chiropractic doctors have a larger share in that revenue, because somebody is going to make that money. And
the bucket is there.
Healthcare, if we're the ones that are successful.
I had a doctor listen to this that's a chiropractor, and they were saying, you know what, I'm on the fence. I'm not sure. Is there something that you'd want to tell them?
If they're on the fence, I'm going to probably tell them they've got two choices. Either they jump on in, or I'm going to push them over to the other side. But, joking aside, I would say that there's nothing that I've experienced with Blueprint that undershot my expectations. Everything's far exceeded it. I was scared that I was going to have to lose my identity. I didn't. In fact, it strengthened it. I was scared that, I'm going to shake up my entire staff. They're going to hate it. There's too much change. They were ready for it. They were ready for it because they were tired of losing. And so I would say to somebody, you will never meet a bigger skeptic or a bigger researcher than me. So there's no risk in at least, talking to somebody about it. And it comes back to probably one of my favorite sayings. It's actually from Martin Luther, but in faith, just take the first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And I really think that first step is coming to an Epic or an EMX, or even just hopping on a call and asking some questions.
I love that saying, just take the first step. You don't have to have the full staircase. I think that really what's hold people back in all areas of their life, through faith, health. They're scared to find out what's wrong with them in their health to advance their health. They're scared in business to find out maybe they don't like the conversation that they have. If they don't like the conversation, they can just walk away from it. I think that's true in a lot of areas in life, and especially when you're a business owner. I've always said that you have to explore all options, because if you don't, you're limiting yourself. I talk to so many people about business. If someone ever texts me or calls me or emails me, I get LinkedIn's all the time. They're like, hey, do you want to jump on a call? I want to sell you A, B, and C. I'll jump on a call, because they might have that one thing that changes the trajectory of my business, and it could just be an idea without me buying into their service. So I appreciate your sentiment and your about BPA and your outlook on what they should do if they have that one step and not looking at the whole staircase. It's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, if you were driving from Los Angeles to New York City in complete darkness, you've got a road map, and you've also got headlights, and those headlights are only going to show you the next, 200 feet, but you can traverse that 2,000 miles with great confidence, knowing you're going to get there, even though you can't see New York from your vantage point. That's really what that travel is about.
I think your next project is writing a book on analogies.
Yeah, I guess so. That was a good one.
Dr. Rice, I really appreciate your time today. I don't want to take up more of your time. You got 5 clinics to run, and I really appreciate you setting aside time to talk to me, and we'll be talking to you soon. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.